Hello, hello, and welcome back to Core. We're here still with Mike. The bestest of boys. We're exercising, we're doing things. uh, he shows a toothy grin at that, and I can't help but chuckle along. I feel like Mike and I are still as close as always. I'm really glad. If anything, I'm glad to see he trusts you with this. To be fair, I kind of found out on my own, and then he didn't have a chance to hide it. Yeah, but I know Faust. If he wanted, he would have just closed himself off from you. He has a hard time expressing how he feels. He always has. He'd rather keep it to himself so it doesn't bother anyone. There are some subtle undertones to his words. They give me feelings of nostalgia and guilt. It feels like something else happened between them in the past that I don't know about, but I'm not about to ask. I've already pried enough. So I guess I'm glad to know he talked with you first. You were a really good friend, Rob. Never forget that. As he says that, he looks at me with a sweet smile, ruffling the fur on my head and making me giggle. I won't, but I don't take it for granted. I'm glad you're all here for me too. I feel like hugging Mike, but I'm not sure if I should after yesterday. I mean, we seem to be okay, but maybe it's too soon. However, I don't have time to think about it. As he hugs me instead, his strong arms wrapping around me. I do the same, although my arms aren't as strong as his, and we're both a bit sweaty from running before, but I take it. But I can take it. Okay, are you ready to go back now? Fuck, no I'm not. Well, I wasn't ready, but it didn't matter. I made my way back, running so Mike wouldn't leave me behind. Whatever, I'm glad I spent this time with Mike alone. It's nice to see we can still talk things through, even after our argument yesterday. We all end up meeting in the living room around 11:30 since some of us haven't even had breakfast yet. At least I'm okay with snacking on some cereal. Admittedly, my head is not really here right now. There's something that's been on the back of my mind since I woke up, and it's not going away. Something I dreamt about, but I don't remember what I dreamt. It's annoying me. It feels like I made a promise to do something specific. Something about Jacob. It feels right, but then it was just a dream, right? I did hear his tone yesterday, after all, in my usual headphones, so maybe he's communicating with me somehow. I bump my shoulder at some point, and I turn my head to look at Ed, sitting next to me, looking a bit concerned. I guess I've been spacing out after all, so he must have been worried. Sorry, I'm okay. I was just thinking. It's all right. I just wanted to make sure you were still here with us. I nod and smile at him, and he does the same, focusing his attention on the others, who are probably chatting about something. I don't feel like joining, since I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention from the beginning, and I still have that thought in the back of my mind. This still bothers me if I don't do something about it. It doesn't have to be now, but I should let them know. Hey, everyone! They all slowly quiet down to look at me, still with a smile on their faces. I don't want to be dramatic, so I'd like them to keep it. Sorry for interrupting. I just want to make sure I don't forget, but I'm probably going to spend some time alone today. Uh, that's more than all right. We did say we could, do things on our own from time to time. I remember, even though it's funny to me that I was the one upset with that at first. Now that I'm the one asking for it, the irony is not lost on me. Keeping it real, I think we could all enjoy some time on our own today, at least for a bit. I'm cool with that, but we should have let Gus know, just in case. I don't think we need to worry about that. I checked on him a bit ago, and he seems to have work to do today. All right, then there's nothing to worry about. I'll take time for myself. But you all can contact me if you need to see me at any point. Do you have something to go, somewhere to go in mind? Yes, I'm thinking of taking another look around the open market. I don't think I'll buy anything else, but it could be fun. In that case, I'll go to the supermarket instead. We still have more than enough food, but I want to do something special soon. Oh, like what? I'm not telling. Oh, great. I guess Gus is... I get Gus to stop planning surprises for us, and you start now. I'm not going to keep this from you for 2 days, though. Don't worry, you'll find out soon. I want to know. Come on, tell us, Faust. No, if I do, you'll go buy it behind my back, and we'll have the usual argument. Let me have this today, please. All right, I will. I trust you'll do something nice. Then I might go to the modern area. I like all this, but I'm starting to miss a bit of the modern life stuck in this house. I'll go with you then, if you don't mind. It just sounds like a fun time. Of course, we could sketch up some ideas if you bring your sketchbook. Yes, let's do that. I can't hide a smile when I see those two interacting like that. I sometimes forget they met in an art class to begin with. Anyway, that leaves me, but I think I know where I want to go. I guess I'll go in the opposite direction and visit the old part of Core. Sounds like a plan, then. We all know where we'll be, after all. I'm surprised no one is going to be in the house at all. I mean, aside from when we explored Core a few days ago and yesterday. Even I need to step out from time to time. Why do you think I go to class? Because you have to. Well, that too. But my parents could afford a private teacher, so it's not even necessary for me. And because your parents wouldn't let you study art at home. Alright, fair, but I also like to be outside from time to time. Sorry, we're not used to this, Hector. He's definitely a fun one, though. To this Hector, okay. And very mature. My dick is very mature. Alright, I'm leaving. Everyone but Faust laughs. But even he slips a smirk. I can tell we all have our own processing to do still, but as a group, nothing's changed. We probably owe that to Hector, though. If he hadn't made us talk like he did, today could have gone very different. After a few minutes, we all get ready to leave, going our own ways soon after. Since we didn't get the chance to go to the old part of Core the other day, I have to rely on my childhood memories to get there. Well, luckily, they're still very much alive, so I find my way there in no time. This place definitely feels different from the rest of the Core. It's pretty quiet. It's a pretty quiet place in general, but it's obvious most people are in the modern area. However, here's where you can really enjoy the silence, occasionally broken by some people walking around. It feels like a part of Core that will die once the older people that live here pass away, and that thought makes me sad. Oh, I like old town areas. I'm always sad that they turn into, like, I don't know, like antique store central, if you know what I mean. It's like you get antique stores and, like, way too expensive restaurants in, like, old town areas now. You know, at least where, like, I live. And I'm like, damn it, like, what if I just want to, like, walk around some nice quiet streets with, like, you know, that more brick texturing, not that, like, sleek modern edge. Like, I don't know, I like the small town, downtown aesthetic, you know? I used to spend a lot of time with Ed and Gus. I used to spend a lot of time with Ed and Gus when we were kids here, playing around, hiding from each other, heading to school together. I soon sit on a bench, not really sure where to go and what to do, to be honest. I wanted to come here because I was sure I wouldn't run into anyone. There's a part of me that wants to be alone right now, even if I'm not sure why, but I know that if I don't do something about it, now I'll never do it. However, I still feel uncomfortable here, even if there's not a lot of people. There's still enough. If I end up crying, I don't want anyone to be around. Maybe I should have stayed back at the beach house. Unless... I stand up, looking around, knowing that I'm close to the traffic sign Ed, Gus, and I used to stand under to see who could reach the top first. And there it is, our old sign. We used it for that. But it was also a central place to meet up, heading to school together or simply hanging out. I'm sure I remember the route to our old school from here. I'm absolutely sure. Oh, look at that tiny building. And here it is, exactly how I remember it from my childhood, except it's all old and abandoned. It's a really weird sensation, as if this school is trapped in a time bubble where no one is around. I mean, I've lived in a lot of, like, smaller towns, but I've always, like, been to, like, really large modern schools where it's like, okay, we built a new school building in the past, like, decade or two. It's all outside of town. So I never got to go to these, like, tiny school buildings, but I always see them around and abandoned, you know? Oh, I'm gonna turn down the game volume just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. A memories flow, and it's almost as if I could hear kids playing in the wind, but I'm pretty sure that would be dangerous considering the state of the school. Yes, I think I'm going to do it here. I'm not sure why I said that out loud, but it felt right, as if letting the universe I know the universe I know I was going to be by myself for a while was what I needed to do. I walk along the wall that surrounds the school, looking for a cozy place with some shade to hide from the sun, and when I find some, I sit down with my back against it. I take a few deep breaths, and knowing that this, for some reason, might be tough, I came here without an exact plan, and I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm determined to figure this out. I want to be better. I want to feel like myself, without being scared of thinking of him. And so I close my eyes, and I put my broken headphones on. Nothing is happening. I don't hear anything. I don't hear Jacob. I knew I wouldn't, but part of me wanted to hear him again, prove me wrong, that he was trying to communicate with me, maybe. That he wasn't gone. But that's absurd. I probably imagined it yesterday. No, I'm sure I heard him yesterday, his tone. He put it on my headphones, I remember. Hey, I'm home. Oh, look at this, like, IKEA set. Oh, no wonder you wanted to go to Old Town. Look how sleek and modern this. I don't know. I don't like the IKEA look. Like, it's well designed, right? Like, from an art design perspective, it's like, ooh, it's nice, it's modern. But I'm like, yeah, it's beautiful. I don't want to live in that. Jacob, are you here? Hello, Rob. Heyo, sweetie. I was distracted cooking. Sorry. Nothing. Nothing that a welcome home kiss can't fix. Coming right up. How's your day been? Do you want to chill on the couch while you tell me? Sure. I thought you were cooking, though. Right. Be right back. Goofball. One day you'll end up burning the house down. That will be you, at least until I teach you how to cook some stuff other than basic food. I've been getting better, fuck you. Later. Dinner and chill first. Heyo, stranger. Do you come here often? From time to time. I got my eyes on a handsome dog with golden fur. But, let me know. Let me know, I think he's hot. Let him know I think he's okay. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. Shit. He told me about this ferret that is driving him crazy. I wonder if that's you. Anyway, the day's been fine. Busy as usual. A few hours of studying. Some more working. You know how it goes. I'm so tired all over. Wow. I feel like I'm having a deja vu. Why do you ask how I'm doing if you already know the answer then, you dork? It makes you speak, and I like hearing you. Come on, I wasn't ready for that one. You can't keep flirting with me when I'm tired. It's forbidden. Forbidden ferret time. Try and stop me. Maybe I will. Before I forget, I'll be right back. Wow, you almost knocked me off the couch. What's wrong? Did you forget your hiding your love in your wardrobe? I can imagine the conversation. Your lover in the wardrobe? Okay. Yes, I'm telling her to leave through the window because I'm very gay. Oh, so a girl, huh? If I knew, I wouldn't have flirted with you in the past. Alright, dork, close your eyes. I have something for you. Okay, but if I hear a zipper, I'm biting your dick. Close your eyes. That's when I felt them for the first time. He took his time placing them around my neck with some care. I didn't know what it was at first. It was it was too heavy to be a scarf, and it wasn't warm. Its weight rests on the back of my neck, but it wasn't too terrible. What is this? You can look now. Ta-da! I saw them and I thought that they would look great on you. And they're a good quality, too. You'll be able to listen to your music on your way to class and work. Cool. I've never really used headphones before, though, so I might need to get used to them. I have that feeling. But I have the feeling that, once you get used to them, you'll wear them a lot. You have a slightly longer neck than most people, so they look great on you. Thank you so much. But don't think I didn't notice that comment about my neck. You know I love your neck as much as I love you. Well, I love you as much as you love me, or more, but I don't have a present for you right now to prove it. You can prove it to me by wearing them right now. For example, try them on. Tell me how they feel on your ears. I did as he told me, closing my eyes and focusing on the sensation. They were softening the background noise coming from outside, giving me a bit of an isolated feeling. Then I felt Jacob tapping the headphones and there it was, his tone. He added it to the headphones with his power. He can add music to things he touched. It was interesting at first, but after a while I was tired of the toilet or the toothbrush having personalized tones whenever I used them, so I had to have the talk with him. However, this tone was very short and nice. I do wonder if it'll be annoying if I hear it while I'm listening to music, though. Did you really just add a tone to the headphones, Jacob? Of course. I want you to remember me from time to time when you listen to your music in a not totally creepy way. Saying that isn't creepy doesn't make it not creepy, hun. Anyway, the point is that you'll feel like you're carrying me around with you. That way you'll never forget about me. Never forget about you. I'm I'm sorry, Jacob. I'm sorry I tried to forget about you. I'm sorry I don't know how to move on from this. I'm sorry I thought the only way to do that was to pretend you never existed. I'm I'm sorry I survived and you. It's a horrible thought, I know. But if I try not to think about that, I feel this guilt, as if I'm being extremely selfish. As if I'm leaving Jacob behind. As if he'd hate me if I tried to be happy again. And I know it doesn't make sense. Why would he? But even trying to find an explanation as to why Jacob would hate me fills me with guilt. It's like a giant rock. It's overwhelming. It makes it hard to breathe. I tighten the grip on my headphones before I pull them back, hearing the sounds of the streets again. But of course, I'm at my old school. I'm alone. Only the faint sounds of the wind can be heard. I chose this. I try to understand why I feel like this. It's like my brain tries to stop me. Maybe I'm scared of the possibility that he actually hated me in his last moments. Because why wouldn't he? He had so many plans as I had. He wanted to live as much as me. So why did I, and not him? I feel tears running down my face again, and I don't have the energy to do anything about them. I'm so tired. So tired of feeling bad, guilty like I stole his time so I could live instead of him. I hate thinking like this. So why am I thinking like this? Being logical, we weren't responsible for our accident, and I didn't choose to survive. It just happened. So then, why do I believe he would hate me for doing that? Jacob has always been understanding with me, always encouraged me to do things I love doing. Where does this hate come from? Why am I okay thinking I shouldn't have survived? Something our brain in Wait, sometimes our brain is our worst enemy, right? Especially in these situations. Well, you know what? Fuck you, brain. I know Jacob more than you think I did. I know he wouldn't want me to do nothing with my life until I see him again. I know he would hate to see me hurting like this. He would hate seeing me getting stabbed in that alley like I wanted instead of Mike. He would he would hate seeing me hanging from my ceiling like I thought about when I saw the apartment with our things, as if you never left. No, that's enough. Jacob was the best person I've ever known, and he would want me to fucking live. Why would he want me to do those things? He wouldn't. What the fuck? Even if it was true, I still have so many people that are looking out for me. My mom and my dad have been supporting me as much as they could. And all I've done is push them aside, not even tell them what's been on my mind. I will change that. And my friends, they're here with me, wishing the best for me, wanting me to be how I used to be. I don't know if that's possible, but I know I want to be me. 100%. I have many reasons to try, and I know Jacob would be proud of me for standing up and doing it. So I do. Without cleaning my tears, I stand up. I don't do anything else, but that's more than enough for now. I don't think I'll be able to stand up for. I don't think I'd been able to stand up a few minutes ago, but but here I am. I'm doing this for everyone else, but especially for myself. I don't know if there's a reason as to why I'm here and not Jacob, but I'm here. I'm choosing to be here. My legs tremble though. That thought, that guilt, it's not gone. It's still there. And something has changed in me because even if it's heavy, I feel like I'm stronger. I'm standing. It's not what what? It's not asphyxiating? Is that word is? Like it was before. It's as if I remember how to breathe again. It feels good, kind of bittersweet, because I still feel like I'm leaving something I don't want to leave behind. But I guess it's something I have to I have to handle. I need to, if I want to be the best me I can be. I took a look at the school I used to visit every day when I was a kid. It looks so old and abandoned. It somehow feels symbolic. Sometimes people have to leave behind in order to improve, but I guess the memories of it still here. Excuse me. If someone ever needs them, I guess that's what things mean to what it means to move on, and it's not abandoning. It's accepting that things are different now. I feel better now, exhausted, as if I had a meeting with 500 people, but I'm good. I will be fine, even if I'm still working on it. With the strength that I somehow gathered, I decided to step away from this place for now. I needed it, and now I must move on from it. All right, I'll end the part here, everyone. So I'll see you around.